The other album to have a quick listen to, and it will be a quick listen, it will take up only 40 minutes of your time. So a very short album by Pink Floyd standards is 1967's Piper at the Gates of Dawn. It's contemporaneous with Sgt. Pepper. It's 50 years old, but the Floyd are already dancing to the beat of their own tune. Some great tracks on here. We've got a Bike, the calamitous joy of I've got a bike, you can ride it if you like. Joyful, childlike, rampaging happiness, a marvellous slice of late 60s whimsy. We've got a few freak out tracks on here as well, bigger numbers that could be worked up into long rambling freakouts at the UFO and Middle Earth. The sites of those clubs will be ports of call on our walking tour as well. Made under testing circumstances, Norman Smith, the producer, was really looking for a pop group. Floyd had other ideas, and I think it's been said that Norman Smith's great struggle was to keep their tracks down under the 3-minute mark. So whether it's a great representation of how Floyd performed at the time is up for debate. But we can see the seeds, again, of their future output. Prog is very much in the wind here. We can hear it coming in the great extended improvisations that populate this album. I think it's a comment-worthy album, worthy of further study, given that it marries very well both sides of transatlantic psychedelia. English psychedelia, very much the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Think of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. American psychedelia, on the other hand, much harder edged. Think of the Doors' first album, also from the same year, 1967. This album marries both sides of psychedelia. The Mad Hatter's Tea Party is very much in full swing with whimsical tracks such as The Gnome. But the big freak-out tracks are here as well. Interstellar Overdrive, which stayed in Pink Floyd's set for a great many years after the departure of Sid. So it's marrying both sides of the psychedelic tradition, if you like. American hard-edged freak-out psychedelia and the whimsical English version. For that alone, I think it's one of the most monumental albums of 1967, and we'll be covering it in quite some detail on our walking tour. After all that, if you still have the time, I've put together a couple of playlists of tracks from both of those albums, live versions, to try and give you a feel of how the Floyd would have sounded in the live arena, because remember, we are going to be visiting two very important live venues from 67 or 68. You can keep in touch with me on Twitter. There's a Facebook events page for the walking tour, and I look forward to seeing as many of you as possible on the 23rd of September for the London Walks Pink Floyd walking tour.